All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for more Sakamoto Days. Thank you for being patient. We're not going to spend too much time on this chapter because I tend to get through these chapters relatively quickly, and I endeavor to be done before food arrives so that way I don't step away while I'm in the middle of reading this chapter. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? I'll say everything that I need to, and regardless of how long or how short I go, I want to make sure I get all of my thoughts out. Let's begin. Yo, peoples! Qushu92 here. I forgot the finger. Qushu92 here. Welcome back to more Sakamoto Days. In the last chapter, we had Heisuke defending himself from, the masked dude, the masked wrestler guy, and Kumanomi. And while we have Sakamoto and team speeding off, with Sakamoto still being tended to by Granny Mio, they get stopped in a traffic trap set by one of the other prospects for the order, the dude that poses as a police officer. And when it looks like they're going to make it until Sakamoto's vitals start beeping, and then Granny Mio has to immediately tend to him, and the dude puts a gun to Sakamoto's face before he gets kicked out of the truck while it's moving by Lou. So now, after so much time, we're finally gonna have a moment where Lou gets to shine. Because not since Saw have we seen Lou actually go all out and lend a hand in a whole bunch of fighting. She's been around, but she hasn't been around a lot of the fighting that's been taking place. Let's begin with days 227, Determined. And Lou lands on the ground using the dude as a footstool. The truck speeds off and she lands on top of the guy. Also, Lou has been moderately drinking as well. Days 227, Determined.
Go, Shin!
No, Lou! And then a hand moves real quick, and the dude takes out a security baton and tries to hit Lou. But she easily ducks out of the way. Yeah, easily ducks out of the way. You reek of booze. I hope you're not underage.
Do I look that young? Thanks.
And she continues to chug some more alcohol right there in front of him. But she spins around, and we see a whole bunch of civilians with knives in their hands, preparing to jump onto the truck with Shin. And mind you, Aoi is protecting Hana, while Shin goes, "Fine, you bastards." And then someone takes Shin by the scruff of his neck and yanks him back and goes, "Out of my way." And it's Granny Mia. I'm sorry, Granny Mia got hands?
Out of my way.
And she runs through these dudes and cuts all of their throats. Sorry, it's not Granny Mio, it's Granny Mia. Mia. In my head, I thought it was Mia, but I second-guessed myself. Granny Mia dashes out of the truck and slashes the throats of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people in an instant. And she's looking oh so serious.
Granny Mia! Don't you punks get in the way when a lady puts her life on the line. You just shut your traps and do your jobs.
But Granny, Sakamoto needs you.
I did all I could for Taro. The rest is up to him. My job's done.
Even so. And then Boyle goes, "Heck no, you gotta be kidding. We can't leave a young gal and an old lady." And then all of a sudden, Wu-Tang comes in and it hits Boyle in the side of the face, going, "Quit wasting time, you losers. The young mistress has chosen her path. Let's go or I'll kill you idiots." And mind you, he's saying this, he's angry, but Wu-Tang has tears pouring down his face because he sees Lou's resolve.
Wu-Tang.
And then we see Lou from the back with her pigtail, and they speed off while Shin closes his eyes. They take off down the highway. And then we have the other civilians who are the other, I guess, assassins. Can't call them civilians, but other assassins who are trying to chase after this truck. And then we get the police officer tipping his hat down, going, "There goes our target." This reminds me so much of Sakura and Granny Chio from Shippuden when they were fighting against Sasori. This gives me Sasori versus Sakura and Granny Chio vibes. There goes our target. And it just shows Lou and Granny Mio.
Can you fight, Granny? I mostly fix up folks.
And she just lights a cigarette. She lights a cigarette. Then it cuts to one assassin who tries to run up on Granny Mio while she's got her cigarette lit. She grabs his arm before she stabs him. Hits a, cause here's the thing. Oh no, y'all about to get worked. Here's the thing. These regular people are about to get worked. I don't know about the fake police dude. She knows pressure points. She knows the sensitive parts of a human body because she runs a clinic. She presses a pressure point on this dude's arm. She cracks it. I believe she breaks his wrist right here just by pressing the pressure point. Makes him drop the knife. Catches the knife mid-drop and proceeds to stab him in the sternum.
I mostly fix up folks, but busting them is way easier.
Then the police dude chimes in. Okay, you old bag. I'm afraid I'll have to revoke your license.
Too bad. My assassin's license expired a decade ago. So, I might forget how to operate the brakes.
Ooh! Oh, I like you, Grandma Mio! And then, all of a sudden,
I might forget how to operate the brakes.
Then the police dude is unable to move his arm because Granny Mio throws acupuncture needles directly into certain parts of his arm and... needles? I can't move. And he's left frozen, and Mio is on his back already.
Forget it. Those are pressure points.
And sticks one directly in, sticks a needle in the side of his neck, and then proceeds to slash the entire back of his neck! And he falls to the ground.
Granny, you're amazing! You just drinking or what?
But then she notices the dude get back up. And mind you, his neck is still bleeding, but it starts bleeding less.
So he relaxed his neck to minimize the damage. The Japanese police aren't hopeless after all. I'm relieved.
And then the dude just stands there staring blankly and goes, "It's tough being a cop." And then Luke goes,
Huh?
"They give us the ability to kill people, but we're supposed to rein it in. And if we do kill, we gotta make sure we can justify it. It's a real pain. I just want to follow my instincts." This dude says he wants to follow his instincts and saying, if I kill someone, I don't want to really give a reason as to why. I just want to do it based off of a feeling. But now I can kill all I want. No more annoying rules. It feels like my birthday. And he brings out this two-pronged staff, which Granny Mio surmises is a sasumata? A sasumata? S-A-S-U-M-A-T-A. Sasumata.
A sasumata?
And the dude jabs directly into a wall and she dodges out of the way.
Excited about a birthday, huh? Must be fun to be young.
And she dodges out of the direction of this Sasumata and goes directly towards his face with another needle. And it gets closer to his face, but he opens his jaw. He opens his mouth and then chomps down on the needle, which surprised Granny, and she goes,
"Oh dear."
And he tries to bring the staff down directly on her, but Lou tackles her out of the way.
Ugh! You hurt? I drank too much on an empty stomach. Silly child.
But then Lou gets pinned by the prongs of this. She gets, stuck in place because the prongs are around her neck.
Lou! Uh-oh. Spit it out! Spit it out!
And then Lou, because Granny Mio throws something towards her, and Lou opens her mouth, and she spits out all of the alcohol she had, which goes in front of a lit lighter that Granny Mio threw in front of her and basically flame throws the dude off of her. Which also somehow manages to make the Sasumata, not Satsu, but Sasumata, fly off of her as well. And then Lou is just breathing out while the dude is patting the flames off.
Oh, what a waste. I can't believe I barfed. How embarrassing. You need some clam broth.
And then dude, after being set on fire directly in front of his face, he goes, "It's the death penalty for you two. For, whatchamacallit? Obstructing a public servant or whatever." The dude still thinks he's a cop, even though he's just making up his own reasons to kill people. He's the last person to be talking about, like, you're doing this for this reason that a normal cop would bring people in for. But that's the end of the chapter. Okay, this gives me Sakura and Granny Chio vibes. Also, yo, great minds think alike. Let's go, Granny Mia. Yeah, I keep saying Mio, sorry. But yeah, that was the whole fight. Well, not the whole fight, but we're just getting started. He don't even know the rules. Yeah, he don't know the rules to being a cop. It's the death penalty for obstructing a public servant or whatever, which is not the case. You'll probably, get written up and maybe even go to jail for obstructing a police officer, but that's not worthy of a death penalty. I'm pretty sure for any infraction, he will issue the death penalty for anyone because he himself said, it's tough being a cop. They give us the ability to kill people, but we're supposed to rein it in. And if we do kill, we gotta make sure we can justify it. It's a real pain. I just want to follow my instincts. I just want to follow my instincts in saying I want to kill whoever is in front of me for any little infraction. That's what it means to be a cop for him. Don't blame you. Mia and Chio do sound alike. They do. That's why I got mixed up so often, so I apologize for that. But here we are, with Lou and Granny Mia up against a cop, and Mia got hands. Granny Mia got hands. She launched out that truck and slashed everyone's throat. She's not on Team Sakamoto where it's all like, well, I'm not going to kill anyone. No, I'm definitely going to kill multiple people. 7 people died within a second of each other. 7 people died! And she says her assassin's license expired a decade ago. But she still got hands, including acupuncture, which seemed to be effective. Also, good thing Granny Mia was here because Lou wasn't ready. Not yet. And because of what just happened with her she drank on an empty stomach, which caused her to hurl, which also enabled her to escape from the Sasumata that this dude was using. Still don't get his name! But now Lou no longer has any of that alcohol in her, which means that the imbibement is not going to aid her in her drunken Lou style that she tends to use. So that's where we're at. But Granny Mia and Lou fighting side by side. That's going to be fun. And we're not going on break after this chapter either. I really hope we finally find out the names of these different assassins. Mind you, the only people who are left inside of the truck right now that can actually stand to protect Sakamoto is Boiled, Kindaka, and Shin. Because Aoi and Hana, they're basically just regular civilians along for the ride right now. So the only people we got left, the only people who can willingly get out of the truck and hold off more people would be Kindaka. I feel like Kindaka will probably be the next person to jump out and help. Because Boiled is working on getting Sakamoto basically out of the city and away from Uzuki's group. That's where we are right now. Or it could change and Kindaka takes over the wheel as Boiled battles either the twins or maybe the lady that's pushing her baby around. Either one of those two things. But we're losing more and more people who are fending off these other prospects of the Order, though. And when I say lose, I mean people who are leaping out in order to keep those members of the Order at bay. Mind you, we still got the other members of the Order who are doing their own things. Torres, Tanabata, and Oki. We just got the prospects who are doing all this work in order to bring Sakamoto in and try and kill him. So that's That's where we're at. But I'm really looking forward to seeing just how capable Mia is, because she's all like, yeah, I mostly fix people's bodies, but breaking them is way easier. Whoo! And mind you, I gotta say, the hardest line that came from this whole chapter was, busting them is way easier. You old bag. I'm afraid I'll have to revoke your license. Too bad, my assassin's license expired a decade ago. So I might forget how to operate the brakes. She's all like, I might forget how to slow down. It's been too long since I had my license. Forgive me if I don't exactly slow down. I feel like everyone is going to step out who can and not drive the truck. Who can and not driving the truck, and the last one in the back will be Shin, along with Aoi and Hana. I honestly feel that's going to be the case. Shin will be the absolute last line of defense of protecting Sakamoto until Sakamoto comes back. Because mind you, remember the last time we saw Sakamoto doing anything was he was in deep in his mind, and I think he saw Rion again. I believe he saw Rion again. So he's not dead, but he's just stuck in his own mind. And Mia said that she's done all that she can for Sakamoto. It's all left up to him now. So if his will to live and come back is strong, then he'll come back. But we gotta wait on that. But we're gonna get all these fights. So I honestly feel like Shin's gonna be the last line of defense when everyone else jumps out in order to keep everyone else at bay. But yeah, should be interesting. Wait, what's up? You good? Imagine if Aoi has a mom off with the mom assassin on who's the better parent is. That'd be crazy if Aoi has a moment during all of this. Two mothers with their children. One is slightly older, the other's a baby. Wouldn't that be something if it doesn't actually lead to an actual fight, but it just leads to like a discussion? Like mom talk. That'd be funny. That'd be a joke, obviously, but that would be very funny. Yeah, it would be funny. That would be funny. But we're gonna have to see next week, the week of Borderlands 4. Oh, I can't wait! It's literally next week. I had someone tell me that Borderlands isn't coming out next week because next week means Monday through Sunday instead of Sunday through Saturday. Because my week's Sunday is the first day for me. Sunday is the first day, and it is for a lot of people. It's not an international standard, but it's my standard, and a lot of people here in the US. But Sunday is the start of the week, and then Saturday is the end of the week. So technically, it is next week, because if it comes out on Friday, that's still a whole other week. So it does come out next week. So it was a little discussion we had. We reached mutual ground, so it wasn't an argument. It was a back and forth. But yeah, I'm excited for next week. Not only do we get another chapter of One Piece, we get another chapter of Sakamoto Days, and Borderlands 4 drops later that week. So I can't wait to start. That's going to be my newest, biggest series that I do for you guys. I can't wait to play it for all of you. But this was a decent chapter. This was actually a fun chapter, especially Granny Mia saying, like, I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive me if I forget to operate the brakes. That was such a hard line for her. And her just working the dude who sees through just how dangerous Mia is, to the point where he allowed himself to get punctured through the cheek by an acupuncture needle and then chomp down on it in order to try and take down Granny Mia. But, Lou was there, so that helps out. I can see both sides. For me, it's Monday to Sunday, but I can see both sides of it. See, that's because you're reasonable, Halster, and I thank you for that. But at the same time, I cannot wait for next week. It's gonna be a very packed week next week. Yeah, it's gonna be very packed. There's a lot of things going on. Sakamoto Days, One Piece, the next solo leveling reading, because I believe I did that last week. Yeah, I did that last week. And so we take a break this week, but next week is going to be solo leveling, light novel reading again. Then this Tuesday is a member summit, so I'll be pretty free for the rest of the week, so to speak, until Borderlands 4 comes out on Friday. But yeah, it's going to be a fun week. But yeah, these were some good chapters today for One Piece and Sakamoto Days, and it's exciting. All sorts is going on, right? Tomorrow starts September. I'm excited. Finally get to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth next week. I'm excited for you. It's very, very good. It's very good. I had so much fun playing it for you guys. But you enjoyed when you do. But this was a good chapter. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take this time to wait on my food to get here. I'm going to eat my food, and then I'll pick up again with the One Piece Reflections, where we get to discuss all the chapters we got in August of One Piece. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!